Hello and welcome back to the ADT. Yes, we are not finished. I received so many comments from you asking, well, how does the automation on this thing work exactly? And it is true, in the last video where we mixed the song on this now incredibly looking board, I skipped the proper automation part a bit because I thought it was repeating and boring. But it's actually one of the most things to do on this console to really automate the mix and make it shine, make all the parts have their place and have everything sit in place. So today we're going to kind of resume exactly where I left off there. So I have a production now that is kind of roughly mixed, right? And I'm gonna explain to you now how this automation works in detail, and we're gonna automate production together. Very excited. Let's go. Okay, let me show you what's going on. So I have the automation computer running and they're all in isolate mode. See the E's right here. I have a manual isolate mode on the board. Here with these ISO, I can take faders out of the automation, right? So there's another level when I'm on the board where I can bypass the automation. Next step would be, and that's what I did last video as well. So I go title, load, and he's loading the title from the disk. Awesome. Blank, mix. Now I can go fader, absolute. First step, to get out of the isolate, I have to go through the absolute. I can't go move directly. For the faders, I go mute, absolute. And now my mutes, which are down there, are in absolute as well. And now I can go fader, move. Everybody is in move status and you see their record ready. So I'm gonna do a first pass where I am writing the automation data in through the whole song. That is one thing. I'm not gonna do anything there, but I need data everywhere. So I'm gonna do a whole pass, kind of just passing. And then we're going to modify it, which is the fun part. See you there. Okay, pass is still running. You see record is on. All my faders and move status are on record. And that will change now when we modify or say update the mix. So what I'm gonna do is stop the playback. Yes, through the mood lights you see everything is in ready mode for the move. Now this automation has one layer of undo. So in order to make a point for that, right, so that we can have a return point for our next changes, I gotta press K, and then it's keep the last modifications. I press yes, and it's keeping the modifications. Now we can see automation data in the system, right? And this is where the fun begins, because this move status of the faders is very interesting. It's emulating a moving fader system without having moving faders. And you're going to see what I mean when we start working with it. Let me take this symbol here, for example. If I now move the fader, you see its absolute position and you see it relative to the written data. When it's on, the fader is going to, the symbol is going to turn red. When I'm not on, it's not red. Now to write automation, the actual level of the fader does not matter anymore because the system can now calculate relative information. So for this move status, in order to work, I'm going to play the audio. No matter where the fader is, I'm going to play the audio. And as soon as I touch this fader now and turn it up, it's going to turn up the amount of decibels, in this case 5. No matter what it was before, I have an increase of 5, so it's going to write 5 dB plus into the automation data. Same with turning down. My fader is here. No matter where the real level is, I'm turning it down 5 dB. It's going to turn the data down 5 dB. Super awesome and fun to work with. Now, I'm going to start with my automation routine. So I'm going to take the loudest part. in this case here, the second drop of this production. I'm going to confirm that I like everything there. Then I'm going to work my way to the outro, and then we're going to see how we lead into the drop. I try to record everything and comment on it so you can really understand my automation process. Let's go. Okay, let's hear this section. As always for the automation, it needs 1 or 2 seconds to read in the timecode to properly work. So we're always going to start like a measure before the part we're working on. Okay, I found the first thing I would like to automate. In the second half of this drop section, I would like the fast shaker to become more present in volume. So, first of all, I'm going to rehearse mode. So this is going to turn green, and I'm going to rehearse this level change. And what you will also see is once I have it running, you will see the fader that I touch go into active mode, right, or ready mode for recording. But as we're in rehearse, it will not write any data. I mean, I could also do it in record mode and use the undo, but let me show you the rehearse mode first. Let's play it. Okay, there you've seen it. You also see it here in status that it kind of receives data or is waiting for more because we activated it. But because we're in rehearse mode, it didn't write anything. We don't have to undo anything. I like this change. I will probably do it a little bit softer, but let's record it. Now, I do not have to reset this fader, and that is the cool part. I can just drop into record mode, play the same part again, and record it from where I left the fader. Okay, that worked brilliantly. Now, I kind of forgot that this fast shaker is playing on in the part after, and I want it to be softer there. So what I'm gonna do is press U. For undo, it's undoing these modifications, but you see it still has the automation data because we did a save before. Now I'm going to, oh no, my fader has a good position. I don't ever have to care now about where my fader sits. I can just put it, also if for example here the fader is too low, I can just put it up to where my range is a bit better. Let's do this part again. Amazing, that's the first element through this section, automated. I'm now going to drop a keep Yes, because I like that. Now, in this last part, I already heard two things that I would like to automate there and turn down. One is my 606 with the hi-hat and the snares, and the other one was the cymbal at the end. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drop a few bars before and change that. I'm in record mode. I feel confident to do it in record. If I don't like it, I can always undo it. So let's go. Cool, I actually like the last cymbal there, so I'm not going to automate it now. Press keep, confirm, nice one. I think so far for this first pass I'm happy with there. Of course I'm going to confirm everything and listen to the whole song later. But let's see how we get into this drop part. Okay, I listened to it and I confirmed I would like to have the build-up snare louder and the cymbal in the beginning softer. Let me do that, and I will remember to always press record when I listen to something so you can hear the original audio in the video as well. So let's go. Okay, good stuff. Now before I do the keep now, I turned down the 606 cymbal, but in the drop it actually plays again. Let me refine this one cymbal here. Yeah, just a little bit more edge. And then, of course, important for this automation now as well, if you do parts that do not reach the end, is that as soon as I stop, the automation will return to the point before. So, for example, if I want something to be turned up to one part and ended at exactly a certain spot, like a transition, if I stop the recording on that transition, I will have the return point right there. Cool. Last thing I want to do is turn up the toms before the drop to give like an intense moment. And then we can see how we get into that pre-drop or build-up. And then we work our way towards the beginning, right? So, first I do a keep. Yes. Now let's do the toms. Yes, and that is the power of automation. Shaping your transitions, shaping your song, and that's for me what makes the difference with this desk, that you can really finish your productions on here without having to worry about the computer. The automation really is the key for me. Keep, yes. Now, the part before the build-up. Okay, so I definitely want to turn up my piano melody here, and I want to turn down the clap a bit. So let's do exactly that. Okay, that was just a clap. Sometimes it's better to focus on just one element and do them kind of one by one. Sometimes it's nice to balance multiple elements with multiple hands. This time I figured that, well, I wanted to do both, but I figured, well, the 909 needs my attention because there's the snare in there as well. So let's do the piano now. Cool. Keep that. Now there is another instrument in this build-up. Yeah, the Osmos melody. Let me give that a little spotlight too. Awesome. Keep. Yes. Let's see what comes before. We have a little interlude. Again, same thing. Let's listen to it. Identify objects that we want to move around in our mix, up and down. And okay, yes, I want to turn down the 606 and turn up the melodies. Let's do it. Awesome, that was the 606. 606. Keep it. Nice one. The melodies. Okay, I actually like them where they were before, so I'm gonna do undo. Yes. And I'm back to what I had before. Let's do the part before and see how the melody fits in after that, right? So where automation is important is that mixing is also like a chain of events. You can't just look at one part, you have to see how it feels when you come into this part with the melody after you come from a super loud part. So let's do the part before. Cool, what I identified was the kick level is nice for the drop. For this interlude after, I want it to be turned down a bit, so that's what I'm going to automate first. And that already made my melody shine there, so no need to turn the melody up. Turning the kick drum down did the trick. Keep it. Yes. Now I'm gonna do a few delicate changes. There is this cymbal I want to be turned down. Yes, keep it. Then in this first drop, and that's where I go into rehearse mode, I want to see where my melody sits, because it's very sharp in the beginning and then it gets detuned where it sits nicely. Maybe I turn it down before that, so let me rehearse it. Good that I was in rehearse mode, and this is where I felt, no, this is not a good range to automate, and that's where my move mode really comes into play. Let me just turn this up to 0 to have a better angle and rehearse this part again, and you will see as soon as I go into play again, these faders will just jump down and pretend they are here to begin with. Okay, I can see myself doing that, so I'm gonna put the fader back into a good position, switch the mode to record mode, and try to write this pass. This is a very delicate automation. Let's see if I get it first try. Okay, not feeling it yet, so I'm going to say undo, yes, and try again. That felt good. Let's drop a keep. Yes. And then in order for that part to work in the beginning, let me play around with the level of the vocal samples there. Maybe I turn up the open hat to have it be more like a groove and ease into like this EDM thing later. Let's go. Love this. Because I want it to be only until here, I can just stop. The automation writes until there. Again, drop a keep. Nice one. And I don't think I need the hi-hats now because the vocals are a nice fixed point. But we're going to confirm that later when we do whole passes. Let's do the build up. Listen to it. Okay, again I want this drop moment with the toms. Let's do that first maybe. Awesome. Keep it. Yes. Next thing, I think I want to turn down the melody a bit and then play around with the snares. So... Not sure about the snares now, but I heard another element that I want to automate, this little arpeggiator. Let's see how that sounds from the start. want that softer. Maybe the 606 as well. We do one after the other. Okay, that was a little bit too far in the end. I'm going to do an undo, and then also I'm going to want to play the 606 along with it. So let me do another pass. Stop it right there so the drop is not affected. I like this one. Keep it. Now let's automate the kick here. Again, stopped at the right time. Keep it. Let's do the snare in the build-up. To kind of have this ramp up. Awesome. Now we come to the point where I kind of touched every part. Let's go from the beginning and hear how it feels like. Okay, that was a first complete pass. I really like most of it. There's one part that I want to get into, this little interlude after the first drop, and then there's one tom hit in the first drop that I want to do. So let's see, which one was it? Okay, this one. Yes! Keep it. This little interlude here. Awesome! And that's it for me. You see now here on this display, the faders are all over the place. And when you watch the audio playing, you will see faders moving all the time. The system is working, the system's automating, it sounds great, it has emotion, everything we want from a mix. That's it from me. If you want to listen to the final version that has all this automation and is mastered as well, please check the links in the description. It will be out on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. Happy to see you there as listeners. Also, if you like the last couple minutes with me, please give me that all buttons in on like and subscribe. Also, if you like the music in my videos, I stream every Monday on Twitch where I produce these things. Happy to see you there. Until next time, have a good one. Ciao. Of course, I forgot the most important part. Save the mix. Press M, press S, enter your name, press enter. Here the floppy disk, creating file. And then, if we go to mix again, there it is. Yeah.